Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are finally able to get on Tormenta for my first ever ride. And yes, you did hear me right, today we are finally getting on. The park is putting on preview event for the season pass holders before the ride opens July 9th. This is honestly so cool to be able to ride it before the park opens, and I want to say thanks to Six Flags for giving us that chance as pass holders. But getting back to the video, walking up to the park, you can see that they have started to take the fence down, which gives us some amazing views of Tormenta, and I'm so glad you are finally able to see this area get completed after months of being behind a big construction wall. But with the time being 4:45 and preview starting at 5, of course we are on our way over to get in line for the new ride. And yes, you are seeing what I am seeing, and there are already so many people lined up for this thing to open for previews starting at 5. Dang, look at all this people. The hype is definitely real. And as it was getting closer to 5, the entire environment had started to change around the ride. But now sitting in the hot sun and watching train after train go by, some with people, some without, it had finally hit 5 p.m. Yep, everyone had started to count down without knowing that the ride wasn't going to be open, with commercials still being shot and it overall being kind of delayed. But thankfully that did get a good amount of people to leave and we did move our way closer to the front. But finally, about 45 minutes late, they had finally let us start making our way to the ride. And yes, just as I expected, it was pure chaos just getting to the ride. But as we were walking up, we were able to get kind of a good look at the new installed bowl that they had added. But now after all that chaos, we finally condensed to a line, and you were able to see the new fountains that were Conquistador but now repurposed for the new entrance for Tormenta. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but let's go into the queue. And just as you are walking into the ride, you already get amazing views of this world-class roller coaster. Here we go, we are finally in line. But thankfully, as we're in line, I started to look around, and luckily the line didn't seem too long at all. Unfortunately, though, the queue doesn't have that much theming, but at least there's fans and shade. And something nice that the park had added was a water station to cool off in this Texas heat. Thankfully, the line is at least moving fast. We've only been waiting for about 15 minutes so far. And right before you go up to the station, the park did add lockers, so then the whole onboard process goes a lot quicker so people don't have to cross and put their loose articles on the other side. And just like that, I will see you guys after the ride. And real quick, if you're enjoying today's video, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more videos like this one. All I can say is holy cow, our first ride was in the front row and that was absolutely amazing. Like, oh my gosh, it was worth the wait. Like, I'm so amazed by this ride. That was so good. And I was on the front side and there wasn't even that bad of a shake. That was absolutely amazing. Like, literally the only thing I can say is that thing is absolutely amazing. Like, definitely my new favorite. Definitely beats Time Traveler, but that was so good. And yes, I was extremely lucky for my first ever ride to be in the front, and even on the far side, it wasn't even that bad of a rattle. It is definitely a lot less of a rattle than Wrath of Rakshasa at Six Flags Great America. But unfortunately, there is still parts, like especially after the mid-course break run, that there is still a little bit of a bump, but I will get into more of that into a review that should be coming out pretty soon. But yeah, Tormenta is amazing, but we're going to take a break and eat something because we haven't ate much today, then we are going to ride it because we still have a good hour and a half before the park closes. And with Cocina Abuela not being open, we were able to try some chicken tacos that were at the restaurant in the Mexico area of the park. Okay, those tacos were disgusting. Never going to get them again. And of course, we have to go for ride number 2. It's so good. And look, the line has died down a little bit. But unfortunately, as the night went on, the operations did slow way down, and this time around we did end up waiting about 30 minutes for it, but I'll update you after the ride. Okay, that ride was in the middle row, and I was in more near the middle, and that one was a lot shakier, but it's still a lot better than Rathrekshash, not as bad as that ride. But overall, that ride was more bumpy. But what is interesting though is that ride was in the middle of the train, and unfortunately, there is still a pretty good rattle. It's definitely manageable and doesn't take away from the ride much at all. The worst spots for the rattle is after the mid-course, and it's bad in the valley after the loop and going into the mid-course. But in other words, it's basically as soon as the ride starts slowing down a little bit, the rattle starts to get bad. Okay, but now we are going to go in the gift shop, but they did a really nice job with the ride in the whole area. And they also have a pretty good merch line for this roller coaster as pins, posters, and even little coaster cutouts. But overall, Six Flags did a really good job with the merch of this ride. I did in fact spend a good amount of money on merch, but with my past discount I was able to save a little bit of money, but let me show you everything I was able to pick up. The first thing that I picked up was this fun little Tormenta pin for the ride. Then I was able to pick up the ride vehicle replica, which looks incredible, and I hope one day we are either able to get a whole train or even a model of the drop. And something that completely isn't Tormenta related is the 65th coin for the park's anniversary this year. One thing though that I'm surprised that the park didn't have was a nano coaster, but I'm guessing that is going to be coming soon with the ride not being open yet. But other than Tormenta, there is some new shows around the park, but we did run out of time, so we will have to check those out another day. But unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of today's video, and I am so glad we were able to go out and check out this ride. And if you have been here for all the construction updates, thank you so much. And if you would like to go back and watch all of them, there is a playlist on my channel. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and bye.